horse box and going racing. The question was, what punishment was he going to dish out? Just as I was trying to reason with him by stroking him behind the ear, he suddenly took a few steps back. Oh no, I thought, please, don't go backwards. This had happened to me before, but never on the gallops. You listen to me, I shouted. Don't you dare start going backwards, I mean it. If you start going backwards, there'll be no racing tomorrow. Why can't horses understand English? I knew there were horses waiting to start behind me. Clear the gallop, I screamed. I've lost him. Fortunately, he only got up to a backwards slow trot, so everyone managed to get off in time. He wasn't stopping, though, the little sod. I just had to sit there and wait till he'd had his fun. You get a very different perspective going backwards on a horse. Normally, I love the scenery on the high moor, the multitude of green fields that stretch from Wensleydale across the Vale of York to the North York's moors. It's less appealing when it's moving away from you instead of towards you. Funnily enough, you also get a very different reaction. Everybody on the gallop was laughing. Even the horses, I think. When high country finally came to a halt, I was treated to a nice round of applause and a few cheers. Well done, Gem, somebody shouted. That bodes well for tomorrow. Many a true word said in jest. What if he did go backwards at Wolverhampton? I hadn't thought of that. Why did I ever open my big mouth? I'd been dreaming about riding as a jockey ever since I was a little girl, and I'd been hassling Micky about it for years. What is it they say, though? Be careful what you wish for. 1. Dropped in the Dales. Isn't our Gemma brave becoming a stable lass? Is what Mum and Dad had said to absolutely everyone they'd come into contact with over the past 6 months. Had they known what the job really entailed, they'd have locked me in my room and wouldn't have let me out again until I was aged at least 40. Now, sitting in the back seat of my dad's old Ford Sierra on the way to Middleham and my new life, I felt petrified. Not only was my safety net, Mum and Dad, about to be taken away from me, but I was also about to embark on a career in one of the most dangerous and physically demanding professions there is. What on earth was I doing? I wondered to myself. As we drove out of Horsforth in Leeds, which to me at the age of 16 represented the world, civilization and everything, I felt no bigger than a pin. Until then, I'd always been Little Miss Confident, striding around homes, schools and assorted shops, leisure centres and friends' houses like a mouth on a stick. Yet now, I was silent, thankfully, Mum would say. Apart from spending a few weeks at racing college, I'd never even been out of Leeds without my parents before. As soon as we'd made our way through the market town of Wetherby and onto the A1, I blurted out, Mum, I don't feel too well. Are you feeling car sick again? Mum turned to look at me in the back seat. I'm surprised you made it as far as the A1, she said wryly. Norman, pass me a carrier bag, would you? There's a Morrison's one in the bottom of your door. I was always car sick, and Mum was right. I could never usually make it to the end of our road without asking for a bag. This was different, though, as normally I couldn't give you a reason why I felt sick. Now I could have given you 1,000. The reason for me wanting to swap my cosy, cosseted life in suburban Leeds for a potentially perilous new adventure was an all-consuming, some might say obsessive, interest in horses. Ever since I'd first sat on a pony at the tender age of 7, I had thought about nothing else. No pop stars or hunky soap actors on my bedroom walls, thank you very much. And this was the result of my passion. Up until then, my new career path had always been described by my proud family as me going off and living the dream. But now it was actually happening. I had this awful feeling that was exactly what it should have remained, a dream. As well as worrying about whether I'd be up to the work and whether anyone would talk to me on my first day, I had the deeper concerns of someone still in their teens who had always lived at home. Who was going to make my meals and wash my clothes? We arrived in Middleham, which was to be my base for the duration of my adventure, at exactly 2 p.m. on the 21st of October, 1998. Where are your digs, Gem? Dad asked me, looking round curious.